Xbox reportedly not involved with Redfall development. Xbox was reportedly largely hands-off with the development of Redfall. Xbox is one of the biggest companies in all of gaming, and a large part of that has come to the amount of money it has at its disposal, courtesy of parent company Microsoft. Deep pockets have allowed Xbox the ability to purchase other major video game companies such as ZeniMax, an umbrella that holds developers like Bethesda, Arkane, and many other wonderful developers. Many Xbox fans were excited to see these giants join forces, as these developers would then have access to Microsoft's resources and reap a lot of benefits. However, the first major first-party game as part of this acquisition, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, released on PS5 first. Redfall has been a bit of a disaster. The game is filled with bugs, it is generally quite dull, and it lacks the polish one would hope from a premium Xbox release. With that said, many have looked to Xbox as the premium as they've struggled with their first-party releases in recent years. According to Windows Central, Xbox itself may not be as much of the problem as some thought. Although Redfall has likely been in development for many years, the bulk of which seemingly happened under Xbox, the platform holder was reportedly fairly hands-off with the development. Instead, Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty focuses more on overseeing internal Xbox games like Halo, Forza, and Gears. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer oversees the entirety of the brand, which extends beyond the games being made. Beyond just the games being made. ZeniMax is responsible for managing itself, while Microsoft will assist with things like marketing and lending technology. As of right now, it remains to be seen if this will stay this way going forward. Microsoft is pushing Starfield extremely hard, which suggests it may have a more direct involvement, something that probably isn't surprising given the scope and scale of that title. Either way, the report notes that this does reflect back on Xbox as it happened under them, but it's unclear if this will change the way they all operate. I think this is kind of the case. This is kind of the case here. We've already seen where 343 has been taken off of Halo. Halo hasn't done well. And so I think this is kind of the way I think Microsoft is addressing a lot of this. And I don't think it's a bad way for them as a huge company, and Xbox is a huge company, to address a lot of these other developers that are under their umbrella, right? No matter really who it is. Especially some of these developers that have proved they've done well in the past. Why would you want to mess that up? Why would you want to get your digits in there as the parent company and mess with that process? If they've proven they can do things in the past, why would you want to mess that process up? Now, on the flip side of that, if they show you that they can't take care of business anymore, I think that you need to be prepared as that company for Microsoft to come in and start taking control. And I think that's what 343 is dealing with right now in the Halo aspect of things. So we saw recently where basically we got information stating that Microsoft and Xbox had not only done some, an amount of layoffs at the beginning of the year, and some of those absolutely came out of 343, the development studio, but they also told 343 that apparently they are not going to be the main developers of Halo moving forward, but more of like a parent role of overseeing and helping to advise on Halo moving forward. We don't know who is potentially development-wise going to be handling development of Halo moving forward, but a lot of what we read was that Microsoft's kind of done. They're not satisfied with what Halo's been doing, with what 343's been doing with Halo, and so they're ready to move on and give somebody else a try at it. And I think that it's not the worst plan in the world, but we can see how it doesn't pan out either, right? I mean, I think that it's smart to not want to mess with developers too much that have had a history of doing some decent stuff. But if they're showing you a current trend of having issues, I think that gives you reason enough to want to, as a parent company, dive in there and take control and let them know that, that things are going to have to change. So I think that's the way, at least that's the way it appears to me, that Microsoft and Xbox are kind of handling a lot of these other development companies that are under their umbrella, if you will. Yeah. That's the way it appears anyways. I don't have an inside to that, but that's at least the way it kind of comes off to me. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, I would have to say that it seems like Arkane's not in a good position probably right now, you know, with probably under Bethesda and ultimately under Microsoft and Xbox. We'll see what happens there.